So today we're going to be installing some precision weather stripping in the crew cab behind me. It did just set out for many years, and it is an 87, so a lot of things have dried out, got brittle. But what Precision has sent out is basically every seal front to back on the cab of this thing, including their new vent windows, which is not just a rebuild kit, but they've actually manufactured a whole assembly for the Squarebody. Gonna throw those in, kind of a prototype thing. Not even sure they're available to the public yet. They were kind enough to send all this stuff out to us, so let's get in here and get started. So I'm not 100% sure what's what of the context of these boxes, so I'm just gonna kind of go through here, see what we got. I'm not gonna do like a full unboxing video, so trust me, I won't bore you to death with that, but I'm gonna see what the heck we've got here. I believe this is the vent window assembly. It sure is. See, it's the complete vent window, so that's gonna be pretty sweet because those do howl going down the road, so that's gonna be pretty awesome to get some new ones in. Okay, so I went through, looked up all the parts numbers on this stuff. So rear vent window, gonna be this dude right here. That's our hood decal. These door seals, I can't distinguish the differences. There is a B in this one and a P in that part number, so I'm sure one of them is the rear doors and one's the front doors, but unsure currently. We'll probably just have to pull that out. See, this is going to be our right hand glass run, which is going to go full perimeter of the upper door. These are going to be like your little wipers here, whatever you want to call that, glass wipers or whatever, which you can see we're in pretty dire need of that because rain and all kinds of gunk is just able to get straight down into your doors, and that's no good. Obviously we got a left-hand glass run, and then this kit here, all of our glass runs and our inner channels and everything like that for our rear doors. So our first one we're going to start off with is going to be our driver's door here. I kind of watched, go ahead, go on up there. You can do it. There we go. So I kind of watched a couple of their videos. They do have some really good in-depth videos on this, installing all this, and they probably know a lot more about it than I do. Just basically what we need to do starting off with this truck is we need to get our door card off and go from there. And that'll give us a lot of access to all this other stuff because we will be replacing all of the seals in this entire truck. So, except for the exception of the front windshield and the rear glass. One reason I don't want to do that is because I've got the visor up here and it's just going to be a pain to pull the front windshield by myself, and I'm just probably not going to do that at this time. And also my truck does have the little antenna in the glass, so if I don't have to move that thing, pull it out and make a brittle wire even more susceptible to breaking, I'm not going to do that personally. For right now, we're just going to focus on rebuilding the doors and the seals in the doors. So first one on our hit list that I'm going to do just because of ease, and it just kind of eased me into this process, I'm going to go ahead and hit our door seals first, and then we'll get into this bear. I'm just going to go around and start taking some of these screws out, hopefully. I was kind of worried about this. It's going to be a job getting these old screws out of this truck because they've been in here probably since '87, so you know how that goes. I will say when removing any Phillips head or anything like that out of one of these vehicles, it is best to take your time. Make sure you get one that fits very good, because if you don't, then they'll strip out even easier. When doing this, I like to find something. I've got this little magnetic tray, Craftsman, but just kind of put all your screws in there, because I mean these aren't super specialty, but it just makes it a little nicer to have stuff like that that you can put in there. Woo! Got lucky on that one. I thought that was going to be one of our first strip screws. Got her out. Everything's surprisingly really clean in here, so that's a big win for me. Now that we got our lower channel out here, we need to take our upper portion here loose, which I think is just primarily just on crew cabs. I don't know, standard cabs might not have that, but everything today is basically going to be crew cab related. If you have a square body standard cab, I guess you could probably utilize our doors on the front here, but I think I'm going to have to remove this upper and then all of the trim around there, so I'm going to do that right now. Alright, let's do one of the only satisfying parts of this job, and that is tearing out our old weather stripping. Looks like we got some headliner glue on this old piece here. Cool beans. So I've got our new one laid out here, and it looks like our only difference in the two, earlier I was saying one had a P in it and one had a B in it and our part number. Looks like the only difference is the one was a package of two, so I'm guessing that is like the part number for the pair that you can buy versus the other one, because I opened up that bag and pulled out one of the seals and it is exactly the same part number. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it is the same part number for both rear doors and front doors. You just use the same one. I could be wrong on that, but just from what I'm looking at the kit, it looks like that is the case. So got this new one laid out next to our old one, and looks like it's going to work out perfect. So let's start installing it on the truck. Alright, now that we've got this all ran around, you can see we've got quite a bit of excess, and that is, I guess, intentional. So what we want to do now, from what I've seen on the video, the how-to or whatever, I want to cut about 1 inch, and conveniently there is a little dot right there, so that's kind of my mark I'm going to go. And then you kind of just want to start feeding this thing back, and what they're wanting you to do is have these two things where they're kind of pushing at each other like that, because over time stuff will dry out, and what they say is it'll start drying out and pull apart. So if we start it out like that, whenever that drying out process occurs, it'll kind of relax, and then you won't have a big gap, because I'll show you over on the other side there was a gap. It was about that far apart. So I've got just like a sheet metal snip here. I'm just gonna cut straight across, and there, I know on my 64 there was a piece of metal inside of this clip, so if these won't get it, I'm gonna use these little dice. So. And full disclosure, they did send these out to me, but I'm no stranger to using precision. That's what I used on my 64. Also used it on Luke's 66 before they've even reached out to me. They do make killer products, so if you're in the market for this kind of stuff, I highly recommend them. So this isn't just some paid advertisement or something. I do endorse this company, so yeah, full disclosure on that. So now what we're going to want to do is start kind of working this back, and then that's going to, as we work this back, we'll be able to get closer, and we'll work this side, and we'll just kind of work our way around the door until we can get these two together. Now we get to do the fun part of start putting everything back together on this thing, and we got 3 more doors we got to do, and then we can start tearing into our doors. Alrighty, with our windows or our door seals all done, I guess it's time to start messing with our door itself here. So start by removing our door panel. I've done this once before, but it's been a while. I changed the window regulator, so hopefully I can remember what needs to come out of this thing. Most of this stuff, if it doesn't come off easy, don't pry. You've probably got something else holding it back. That's what I've kind of learned with interior stuff. One latch just stuck right there. There we go. This is one of our seals we're going to be replacing that got hung up on us there. That's odd, they're green on the underside. I'd say it's about time for those to be replaced. Alrighty, one old vent window out. I'm sure there's a special tool you're supposed to use to take these things out. I do not have said tool, nor would I even know what it looks like. If you're looking for the professional way to do this, you're probably on the wrong channel. But if you want to find out how I'm going to do it, stick in here. Screwdriver. So this runs the full length all the way down your channel here. I know in their video they did it a little differently than what I'm doing it. Woo. So what that did was this channel that your window slides up and down in, it's got that rubber all the way down through it. And by taking that bolt out, it swung it out of the way. So now I can continue on down, stripping all that out. Sounds good to me. So you're just gonna go ahead. Alright, so that's all the way removed now. You can see that's where your window slides all the way down in and seals. So this all needs to come up out of here. Get the old trusty dusty flathead in here. Yep. Alrighty, so that is all the way out. We've got everything de-sealed except for the panel here. So this last little piece here is stuck to your actual door panel, and that's the one that gave us fits. As you can see, it's bent out, which it's not supposed to be like that. That's why it hung up and kind of screwed us a little bit. And like I was saying, there is specialty tools for this, but I don't have them, and chances are you probably don't either. And if you do have them, you're probably not watching this video wondering how to do this. So it's just a series of clips down through here. You just take them, pry that little part out and pull down, and they're all popping right off for me right now. Alrighty, so I got the old one off, which you can see there was basically nothing left of this thing. It was just dry rotted and wasn't doing much of anything. And what that does is allow your window to sit in there and vibrate, if you know what I'm talking about. That's pretty annoying stuff. So I do believe that's gonna go just like that. The other one. There we go. And guys at Precision are gonna be like, we gave this guy door seals to show people how to do this. Alright, so what came in the kit was some instructions on how to do everything, because we will be actually drilling a hole in these, just I guess for fitment issues because of so many different ranges. But what they did was they supplied you with all new hardware. They gave you a drill bit, which is pretty sweet. And they actually, looks like they gave us 2 fasteners, so they know I'm just an automotive YouTuber, and I'm probably going to drop one and never be able to find it again. This seal is getting behind here, so I'm just running down through here, kind of pulling it out, because I think that's kind of what's holding us up. Just trying to be delicate. That's the last thing I want to do is rip a brand new seal. They did say in their installation instruction to get some like foaming glass cleaner put in there, because it'll help it slide in there a little easier. But I didn't do that. Why? I don't know. Too cool for that, man. Oh yeah, that's always a good sound right there, popping into place. Oh man, this is a struggle, I'm not gonna lie to you. But somebody that does this all day, every day, will probably be able to knock this out pretty quick. I am not that guy. See you guys here in a second. I'm gonna try to figure this thing out. Alright, so I've got our top bolt started, also our lower bolt. So the next thing we gotta do is drill our hole right here, which is gonna be a pain in the butt, kind of, with the way this door is configured. I don't know how you can really get a straight shot in on this thing. Painted red in here, and that's where you're supposed to drill this thing, so. We'll give her a shot, see what happens. It was a big pain getting that thing in here, but I've never done this kind of stuff, so something anybody can do. It just takes a little bit of time and patience, so just be mindful if you do decide to do this. It is kind of a little bit of a task, and I know that they said doors vary, so maybe I just got a wonky door, I don't know, but it was kind of hard for me to get that all lined up and everything, so bear that in mind. But it's still looking pretty good. Let's try to get this hole drilled. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you're gonna do this, a 90-degree drill bit or drill would be the thing to get, because this thing just doesn't want to get in there. And the paper that they sent, the instructions, you can clearly see the door is just off the vehicle, which, I mean, I'm not going to take the door off of this truck just to put this in. I mean, that's just not something I'm wanting to do. And I'm just giving honest feedback, so I'm not crapping on this vent window. I'm just saying that this is not going to hardly work. I mean, I'm going to give it a shot, but if it was me, I would definitely get a 90-degree drill. I don't have one, so I'm just going to give it a shot with this thing. So in order to just keep going forward, I'm just gonna opt to install our window felt here. Alright, I'm back from dinner. Didn't realize it earlier, but my camera battery died, so you guys left me high and dry. Lo and behold, went and got some dinner, got the battery charged, but I did end up getting this channel all the way installed all the way around here, and it does look pretty solid. As you might have seen, I don't know exactly when that cut off, but this all gets pushed up in here. I had it where it's just kind of flopping out and stuff, but it's all pushed up in there. It kind of doubles over on itself. Try to get a shot when I do the passenger side. But that's looking pretty good. Do have a little bit of a pucker right here where it's not all the way relaxed yet. That might just take some time. May take a heat gun a little bit to that, and maybe it'll stretch. But all in all, it's pretty solid. Everything works good on it. It's like brand new. So before going down the highway, man, that thing would just whistle, drive me absolutely nuts. So last thing, I did not drill this like I was telling you. I'm gonna go by tomorrow after work, and I'm gonna get a right angle drill somewhere, just one that's about this long, so I can get in here and drill that section, because this is not gonna work. They might have a special way that you can do it, but I don't see any way around it unless you actually remove the door. That's my only complaint, which I think a right angle drill, once we get that piece of cake, I think it'll go the rest of the way. So just gotta tighten this one fastener. I got this one snugged up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and replace my door panel. I know they said not to do anything until you get that one tight, but I'm gonna roll the dice. lot tighter. So now that we got driver's door done, we get to start on another one. We're gonna take the door card off and see what we got from there. Off to a good start. It's a weird thing to rest out on a truck, but I'll take that over cab corner. I'm taking the time also while I'm back in here, just juicing everything up real good, because I feel like that's definitely gonna help things whenever this old truck like I was saying earlier, if stuff feels like it's too hard to come off, probably got something else holding it. So I've made that mistake plenty in the past, and a lot of stuff gets broken. Alright, finish removing this now. Just winging it, that's what I do best. So I'm gonna pull these, this rear vent window is what they call it. Not really venting anything, but I'm guessing that's what those little reliefs are, so you can press that, put your corner in there. I don't know, I thought I just ripped it honestly. So get just a little bit of glass cleaner on this. Gonna start slipping in that door seal now, or the learn as you go, right? So I think that is supposed to slide up underneath that screw I just tightened up. I'm not 100% sure on that, but get that piece of glass and see if we can't get it back in here somehow now. Forget everything you just see me do. Probably gonna have to take that piece out. Alright, I got our glass back out again. Ouch! Alright, let's give this another go. How are we looking over here? Pretty good. Alright then. Pretty sweet. A little crickety right now. A lot of stuff's loose, so hopefully get all this tightened back up. We'll be good to go. Alrighty, so I looked around the other day for the right angle drill, couldn't find it anywhere, so ended up ordering one on Amazon, but unfortunately it's not going to be here in time for you guys to check it out. So just use your imagination of me using a right angle drill to get that drilled out. I think it's going to work out perfect. We got that side done, so now let's hop over to the other side real quick. Okay, so we're gonna get going on this side here, and we're gonna basically do exactly what we did on the other side. So right about now, I was able to knock this side out in roughly about 3 hours. I mean, everything. There's that dang pick I've been looking for. But I think it's looking pretty sweet. Let me do a little walk around, show you guys what I'm talking about. Alrighty, got the door seal all the way done. Layla has been a trooper out here. Got everything looking pretty solid. The passenger side obviously went faster than the driver's side. But I sure appreciate you sticking in here with me. That's gonna be it. If you have any questions at all regarding any of this stuff, either reach out to Precision or myself. My email will be below. If you want to ask me any questions at all, feel free to send me an email. Thank you. It's getting late. I'm going to bed. See you on the next one.